Today is December 14th, 2021. This is our last meeting of the year, I think. Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah. And so.
You can come next week if you want.
I'm gonna pass on that one. So let's begin with the Pledge of Allegiance led by Commissioner O'Grady.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States
of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. As a reminder, this is a public meeting and is being recorded. For those calling in, please ensure that you've muted your phone line by pressing *6, and we appreciate your cooperation. This is my 5th year as a commissioner, and I'm trying to think about that. So I'm in my 1st year of my 2nd term. That's right, 5th year. And
Seems like a lot longer.
it does seem like, it seems like a lot longer. And I have to say, this is really, and just from a point of reflection for the year, this has really been a fun couple of years. And I specifically want to just point out working with Commissioner O'Grady, because we've worked together for this whole 5 years. I really feel strongly about the things that we've been able to accomplish and do. And as a county, we're kind of the quieter government entity, what I would describe, but we do a lot and have a big impact. And I'm fortunate because I've been able to work with my colleague to the left here in a different capacity. We didn't serve in the legislature together, but we kind of crossed paths while she was coming out, was going out, obviously, and developed a relationship immediately, even before she was in that position. And so I've really been working with them, but I'm really proud of what we've been doing. And today we're going to be talking a little bit about diversity and inclusion and the work we've done with the Racial Equity Council. And I have to be honest with you, there is nothing that I am more proud of just to see it move. We've got a lot of work to do, but we are making gains. And this is one of those things that while you're doing it, you don't necessarily see the impact you're having. You see incremental impact, but 5 years from now, we'll look back and we will have changed a system. We will have changed a philosophy. And later on, we're going to be passing the budget, and I'll talk about that too. But I believe the budget, I believe the D, E, and I stuff, it all reflects a value set of this commissioner. And I just want to say to Commissioner O'Grady, who we've been doing this together, not want to cut out Commissioner Crawley, who's newer, who has been in the fight in a different way, at a different level. But I just want to say I value and appreciate my colleagues, because we're involved with NACO, and I see what's happening and very much engaged nationally. And I'm not just saying it to our own horns. We are leading the way. We are leading the way. And I was with Commissioner O'Grady chairs he chairs a major national committee for NACO. It's called LUC. It's called the Large Urban County Caucus. And it is one of the premier caucuses of the national organization. It's a big deal to be chair, and he's chairing it. And to be quite frank with you, it's most of the minority county commissioners in the country too. It's the urban, and so it's a lot of African Americans. I feel like the last few chairs have all been, no, because that's not true. But the point is that, I was going to say minorities, but that's not true. But the point is that
3 of the last 4 before me.
3 of the last 4. So it's kind of a big deal to be in that position. But more importantly, you're able to infuse what you're doing in your county into that national conversation, and that's what Commissioner O'Grady's doing right now, and it's a big deal. And so we've got a lot of really cool and big things going, and so I want to start this off today with the recognition of having this distinct honor to introduce the inaugural members of the Franklin County Racial Equity Council. As I hope you know, ensuring racial equity is one of Franklin County's core principles, as I just shared. But this council is tasked with proactively applying racial equity and inclusion lens to how Franklin County government approaches recruiting, learning, development, programming, and most importantly, service delivery to the residents of Franklin County. We have with us today Damika Withers, who's our Chief Economic Equity and Inclusion Officer in the Office of Diversity, and Equity, and Inclusion. That's a long title. And Bart Logan, Communications Director for the Franklin County Department of Jobs and Family Services. They're here today to share with us the 2021 Racial Equity Council recommendations, and we also have some Racial Equity Council members in the audience with us today. Certainly, I want to give my colleagues, they may, after you speak, they may want to ask questions or make some comments, and so we'll let you go, and then I certainly want to open. Did you want to say something now?
If I could, very, very briefly, I don't want to hold you guys up, but, and you know, appreciate all the work that everybody in Franklin County has been doing, but I don't want to exclude, I know she's been gone for a minute, but Commissioner Marilyn Brown was also very, very active and very, very much a part of all the work that we've been doing over the last number of years as well. So I just wanted to mention her.
Thank you for doing that. I definitely don't want to diminish. I'm telling you, behind the scenes when we get together, you know what cloth they're really cut when there are no cameras and there's nobody watching and you're having conversations about what inclusion and racial equity means. That's when the needle really moves, and I just can't say there couldn't have been a better partner than Marilyn Brown in that person. And we've got a great person that has come in and I think will take us to new levels in Commissioner Crawley. So with that, Ms. Withers.
Thank you, President Boyce, Commissioner Crawley, and Commissioner Grady, and County Administration. I appreciate the words, and I feel honored to be a part of the fight that we are doing in racial equity. And the Franklin County Racial Equity Council is a direct response to the authority granted by Resolution number 088920, which appointed Board of Commissioner staff members to the council who are responsible for proactively applying a racial equity and inclusion lens to the work and service delivery of Franklin County government. The Franklin County Racial Equity Council served from January 1 through December 31st of 2021 on an inaugural board composed of employees representing each county agency within the Board of Commissioners, which will continue evolving year after year and as the council work mandates. Working in collaboration with agency leadership, as well as county administration and the Raising the Bar Performance Group, the Racial Equity Council will continue to meet the challenges that communities of color experience. Through cross-agency engagement, systematic integration, and ongoing assessment, and evaluation, the Franklin County Racial Equity Council developed a sustainable equity framework for Franklin County employees and communities by establishing 11 recommendations that will embed diversity, equity, and inclusion into the structure of Board of Commissioner agencies. Those recommendations are: establish diversity, equity, and inclusion standards and criteria for all Board of Commissioners agencies and community partners. Create racial equity council subgroups with Board of Commissioner agencies. Engage a diversity, equity, and inclusion trauma specialist to embed with Board of Commissioner agencies. Review, revise, and create trainings to build empathy, create safe spaces, and generate buy-in and support. Infuse recruitment and retention efforts with diversity, equity, and inclusion best practices. Implement and maintain diversity, equity, and inclusion standard into Board of Commissioner agencies. And engage diversity, equity, and inclusion position to embed DEI practices into contract processes throughout Franklin County to create a structure that reviews funding opportunities to agencies that engage in DEI initiatives. Enhance county resident experience flow through all agencies. Showcase resources available in communities to support all Franklin County partners, and evaluate external partnerships and building equity expectations. And finally, the 11th recommendation is to tell the story of Racial Equity Council and how Franklin County is ingraining racial equity into operations and services. Barton, Logan, and I served as vice chairs of the Racial Equity Council, and I'd like to take some time to introduce the members in attendance today and who are all in attendance virtually. In recognition of their service, each member will receive a certificate and a lapel pin that everyone is so proudly wearing today, so thank you. That reads Franklin County DOC DEI Champion. The following members of the inaugural Franklin County Racial Equity Council are Rosella Elaine Bridges, Support Officer at Child Support. Lydia Cleaver Bartholomew, Equity Data Analyst of Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. Christian Durant, who's in the audience today, Support Manager of Child Support. Andres Flaker, Account Supervisor of Sanitary Engineering. LaGreta Holloway, OMB Budget Analyst of Office Management and Budget. Satasha Jordan, Administrative Officer, Human Resources at Job and Family Services. Humira Carr, Workforce Development Administrator, Office on Aging. Mention Bart Logan, as Director of Communications, who served as Vice Chair at Job and Family Services. Dale May, Carpenter Foreman, Public Facilities Management. Dana McCrary, Community Partnerships Administrator, Office of Management and Budget. Ryan Newsome, Discharge Planner, Office of Justice Policy and Programs. Patrice Palmer, Reentry Social Service Specialist of Office of Justice Policy and Programs. Rodney Rickman, Fleet Management Coordinator, Fleet Management. Brittany Ross, Management Analyst 2 of Child Support Enforcement Agency. Lauren Rummel, Government Affairs Ethics Director of Government Affairs. Marlise Ryan, who's joined us today, Economic Equity Administrator of the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. Sharon Sabri, Fiscal Support Analyst, Purchasing Department, who is also in the audience today. Ryan Schneider, Finance Administrator, Economic Development and Planning. Jenny Snap, Assistant Director, Economic Development and Planning. Jordan Stuckey, RHRS Management Analyst, Human Resources. Leandra Tricuros, Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Administrator of Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. Christopher Watson, Case Manager, Job and Family Services. Toya Williams, Administrative Assistant, Board of Commissioners. Shonda Wingo, Assistant Director of Operation, Office on Aging, who joins us in the audience today. Harold Dwayne Young, Assistant Director of Operations, Animal Care and Control. And myself, also serving as Vice Chair. And pending any questions, Commissioners, I respectfully ask for your approval of this resolution and recognition of our Racial Equity Council as we work to implement these recommendations to ingrain DEI into the fabric of Board of County Commissioner agencies.
I know that Administrator Wilson's going to want to make some comments, but let me open up to my colleagues first before I pass the buck to the Administrator.
I didn't know if Bart had something.
Oh, Bart, were you speaking?
I'll just say, Commissioners, that as D'Amica, alluded to, and as everyone has mentioned, and Administrator Wilson, I think, first coined it, ingraining that principle of ingraining racial equity in our DNA. But one of the other things, in addition to identifying the role the racism plays in poverty across our county, the blueprint process, the process of developing that Rise Together blueprint told us a little something about the process of policy making. And we didn't come into those with any preconceived notions about what the prescriptions might be to address poverty. We took a middle out approach. It wasn't going to be imposed top down. And that's, I think, the approach that we took with this Racial Equity Council. We had a diversity of lived and work experience, and all of us working together across these 12 months, meetings every other week, 2 hours, tough discussions, but necessary ones. And this is something that I think that you and our county should be proud of, the thoughtful approach that you took. And I also just want to, again, shout out to Mika Withers, who took over in this role, went from peer to overseeing this council in the midst of this process and navigated it seamlessly and with grace. And you have such an excellent person in this chair right now, and I'm so glad to have co-chaired with you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I just want to say, I've been in this position almost 5 months, and coming to or seeking the appointment, one of the things that attracted me to getting the appointment for a county commissioner was the work that the county has done around racial equity, whether it was the poverty blueprint or, really trying to come together and form this equity council, and coming from, the legislature where there has not been a priority on racism or racism as a public health crisis, or even just acknowledging how we have codified in our laws and our regulations discrimination that has perpetuated centuries and has continued to hold people back from being able to move forward economically or just even being able to thrive here. And so coming to the county and just being a part of a team that has placed equity in the center of the work that we do I'm just inspired. And so I just want to acknowledge and say that I appreciate the work that you all have done in forming this council, meeting every week and coming up with the recommendations that will help us be able to move forward with implementation to make sure that everyone in the county or working with the county or in Franklin County feels like, they absolutely have the same opportunities to live, work, and play here. So I just want to say thank you to you all, to the council members, and to Team Franklin County for all the work that you all have done. To my colleagues, Commissioner O'Grady and Commissioner Boyce, thank you as well for making this a priority. And to my predecessor, Commissioner Marilyn Brown, for the work that she's also done. So I look forward to working with you all as we move forward with the recommendations that you've placed before us. So thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Fowler.
Thank you. This all began with the poverty blueprint. It all began as a conversation. It all began, with a conversation around, what are we going to do about this? And how are we going to handle this? And we elevated it, to one of our core values. And then once we elevated it to one of our core values, we decided to make it part of our business plan. We decided to make a department and create, positions and create a department with a director and employees and make it a part of our everyday business here in Franklin County. It became who we are. And now there are those in the legislature that would like to not only take that away, but they'd like to stop, us and other counties from being able to do this every day. And, I, for one, I'm sure my colleagues as well, we'll do all we can to stop that from happening. Because, this has become a huge part of who we are and what we do, not only here, but it's what we do with our colleagues across the state of Ohio and what we preach to them, and it's what we do and who we are and what we preach to our colleagues across the country. And it's going to continue to be as long as the three of us are here, as long as, Commissioner Brown's still around, as long as this Board of Commissioners is in existence, and hopefully, those that come after us. I think all the time, I think administration thinks all the time about what happens to this county once we're gone. I've been here a long time. I expect to stay for a while, but I don't expect to be here forever. And I want to leave this place, this building, but also this county in a better place when I'm gone and when we're gone. And, this is the type of work that's important to be able to do that, So I'm very, very proud of all of you and all of us. So my former colleague, Marilyn Brown, my current colleagues, and all of our future colleagues, so.
Thank you, Commissioner Brady.
Well, at this point, let me direct our attention to County Administrator Wilson, who'd like to share his reflection regarding the Racial Equity Council. Christian Durant, pardon me, Support Manager with Franklin County Child Support Enforcement, clear my throat there. Christian Durant, Support Manager with the Franklin County Child Support Enforcement Agency, will briefly discuss his experience as a Racial Equity Council member. Also, Nana Watson, President of the Columbus NAACP, and Dorsey Hager, Executive Secretary Treasurer for the Columbus Building Trades Council, are also going to be joining us virtually to discuss racial equity work with Franklin County and some big things happening with those partners. So, Administrator Wilson.
Thank you, President Boyce. Wow, just want to lead off with saying the word gratitude. I want to express gratitude to all 29 members of the Racial Equity Council for taking on the challenge of a first, going through 12 months of challenging conversations. As Bart stated, taking on that goal of changing the DNA of Franklin County and putting it in the fabric of the county because it's extremely difficult. Once something is in its DNA, it tends to replicate. And that's why I stated that at the beginning of this process, we wanted to make racial equity be a part of the DNA of the county. It's gonna be a long day, so I'll be much more brief than this matter deserves. Again, I'm pleased to speak this morning regarding the very meaningful work of the Franklin County Racial Equity Council, sponsored by the Board of Commissioners. This is bucket list level work indeed, because it has the potential to change, generational change rather, within county government. I'm honored to just be a witness to this work as county administrator. One thing about the Board of Commissioners, they didn't just declare racism as a public health crisis. You all pressed county administration to do something about it through actions. But I know our work is just beginning. You all may not be impressed yet, but I guarantee you, you give this team around me a chance and some time, you will be for sure. Because I know that there's a genuine commitment in this room amongst the people that we have part of Team Franklin County to cause some good trouble for sure.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you, Administrator. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, President Boyce, for allowing me to speak.
So I think we've got, is Christian Durant going to say something? And before Christian comes on, I do want to also recognize Deputy Administrator Bivens and Deputy Administrator Janis, Deputy Administrator Long, who have very much carried that flag at every level in their respective responsibility areas. And so really we could spend time recognizing everybody and get in trouble for doing that. But, you know, it has to feed from the top sort of down in order for it to really penetrate into the DNA. And that, I think, we see happening all the time. So I just wanted to recognize and thank our administrative leadership there. So Christian, and then we'll go right to Nana and Dorsey.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Commissioners, Administrator Wilson, Deputy County Administrator Bivens, Chief Deputy Withers, and for me, Director Susan Brown. Commissioners, I would like to thank you for seeing that Franklin County had a need for this council and this office. It's not always easy to take a look and see what's going on internally and making sure that things are working properly. This is what you have done, and this proactive step made me proud to be an employee of Franklin County. This was not easy work. There was a significant time commitment outside of our everyday work. There were required trainings. There were articles and videos that needed to be read and watched. We had to stay up on current events, know current and past philosophies, the history of our country, our state, our community. I'm really appreciative of the fellowship of this committee. It's what really stood out. The trust to talk about these difficult topics, personal stories and experiences, how each individual viewed and has dealt with DEI in the workplace. Trust to talk about and really discuss how we deal with these issues every day. So compiling the shared lived experiences of a variety of folks in a variety of positions, in a variety of agencies, so that we can really kick the tires and see where we are as a county and where we can improve. As we learned in our trainings, psychologists across the country compare dealing with workplace microaggression as death by 1,000 cuts. Imagine one paper cut, often invisible, but the sting is memorable and lasting. Now, 1,000 paper cuts over time is very difficult. So the one you may be able to manage, but as they accumulate, it becomes more and more painful to handle. There is no place for this in the workplace. There's no place for this in Franklin County. And it's our hope that this committee and its recommendations set the standard for diversity, equity, and inclusion framework and shows that Franklin County BOC is committed to doing it and seeing it through. My favorite recommendations were review, revise, and create trainings to build empathy, create safe spaces, and generate buy-in and support. Just having staff trained yearly and refresh each year on updated content is necessary. And then the other is engage DEI trauma specialists to embed DEI within Franklin County BOC agencies. It's important to have a complaint procedure and system to ensure that victims are not further marginalized and their jobs are protected. So it's important to know that the system will allow instances of inequity to be addressed, even when it's between staff or manager and staff or staff, manager to manager, at all levels, so that everyone hears and also sees that Franklin County is committed. We're committed to true equity and inclusion, both in ensuring diversity in who is sitting at the table and making sure that those voices are actually heard. So thank you, commissioners, for accepting these recommendations. We believe it is a bold step in the right direction of attacking injustice.
Thank you, Christian. Outstanding comments. Also, we want to turn to Nana and Dorsey. Are you on the line? You both on?
I'm right here.
President Watson, let's turn it over to you. We'll do next.
Thank you so much. Good morning, commissioners. You have certainly demonstrated an ongoing commitment to addressing racism in our community. The NAACP has stood with you in partnership from the beginning in developing the Rise Together Poverty Blueprint, declaring racism as a public health crisis and creating the racial equity core principle to guide the way we do business. The NAACP stands with you once again in full support of the recommendations created by your Racial Equity Council, focused on developing your workforce and serving residents of Franklin County. NAACP is ready again to partner on your economic equity goals, which will focus on the continued work needed to support and strengthen businesses in our community. What a great day in Franklin County it is. Thank you for being a model in how we work together in our community to create a stronger, vibrant Franklin County for Black residents. And it's a great way to end the year with this legislation. Thank you so very much, and we are so very proud of you.
President Watson, there are no words, and I know I speak on behalf of my colleagues to say thank you for what you do, holding our feet to the fire, keeping us accountable, and pushing us to the very edge of all conversations. And so thanks for being a partner with us in this.
You're more than welcome.
Dorsey Hager, are you on?
Yes, I'm here.
Floor is yours, my friend.
Hey, thank you guys so much. And those were awesome words by the president of our NAACP, Nana Watson, our partnership in this. And I just want to echo her statements without repeating myself, but tell you how much the Franklin County Building Trades, myself, our communications director, Kelly Harrop, appreciate all the fine work you all are doing there at the county. Commissioners Boyce, John O'Grady, and Erica Crowley. Also all your staff, Bart Logan, everybody that we've met with, that we've worked on this. And I think it's a great step forward, and it's a great launching pad into 2020 for the new year. I'll be brief in saying this, and I don't have any marks prepared, but I was at one of our holiday parties Saturday evening, and a friend of mine who's a contractor here in Columbus came up to me and came up to Kelly and spoke at length for 20 to 25 minutes about the young men and women that he's gotten out of our Building Futures program, our partnership with you, the county, and the Columbus Urban League, to give young people and young adults and adults looking for a push into the middle class to get on that direct path, an opportunity. He was just talking about how great the people that he has gotten, how well it's been, how with all the work coming and all the work that they have, how it's helped him, and just totally, really appreciative of the program. Many of our graduates have reached out to myself and Kelly this holiday season and tell how the program's improved their lives, how it's changed everything, and like I said, put them on that path to the middle class. And we look forward to working continually with you on Building Futures, Driving Futures, other programs like this and other industries to continue to combat the racism that still exists, unfortunately, in our city and our county, and also help, clearing up that economic divide and trying to get more and more people into the middle class so we can help all of our residents, which will in turn help our community. So just, I'll wrap it up there, but I just want to thank you guys for all you're doing. Totally appreciate all your efforts.
Thanks, Dorsey, and let me just close this out with, and unless my colleagues have any additional comments. Let me just close it out by saying to all of our partners in this walk and journey, thank you. While we're at the very beginning of this conversation, and I think we're going to have to really dig in and make that commitment even further than we have, I'm really confident that we are on the right track. And I think Administrator Wilson said it best earlier. You know, once you have it in your DNA, it just carries on to the next generation. And Commissioner Grady talked about not always being here. And that's really what this conversation is about, is building a platform to which can exist beyond any of our existence and becomes the DNA of Franklin County. It's the value set of these commissioners today, but we want it to be the value set of Franklin County forever. And that's, to me, what this conversation is really about. So to our partners, to those of you who are watching and who are engaged with us, thank you, and we look forward to this continued journey. With that, Clerk, can you please read the resolution into the record?
Resolution number 97121, resolution recognizing the Racial Equity Council members and the adoption of Racial Equity Council recommendations.
If there are no further comments or questions, I will move approval of Resolution 97121.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 97121 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next is the Court of Common Pleas.
Resolution number 97221, resolution authorizing a contract between Alvis Incorporated and the Franklin County Board of Commissioners on behalf of the Franklin County Common Pleas Court for a medically assisted treatment program in the amount of $1,149,186.
Good morning, Susan Bedsole, Deputy Court Director. First, I'd just like to say congratulations on the previous resolution. It's just yet another reason why I'm proud to work for Franklin County. Our first resolution is renewal of the court's contract with Alvis Incorporated to fund our POWER program, which provides medication-assisted treatment, cognitive behavioral programming, and housing for our felony offenders. Our program has been operational for over 5 years and has proven to be very successful in the ongoing struggle to overcome opiate addiction in our probationers. Alvis treats at any given time up to 20 probationers, and on average, we have about 75 probationers completing the program yearly. Pending any questions, we would request approval.
If there are no comments or questions, I'll move approval of Resolution 97221.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 97221 has been adopted. Resolution number 97321, resolution authorizing a services contract and SaaS agreement with Quicket Solutions Incorporated for professional services related to the customization of and access to the Quicket Solutions software in the amount of $1,758,401.84.
Our second resolution is noted as a contract with Quicket Solutions. It's for the development and implementation of software that is to perform critical courtroom functionality. Through our new case management system contract negotiations, this software is a required stipulation for the general division. The functionality provided by this software package is essential to the successful implementation of the new case management program. It will provide electronic processing of documents and workflow in our courtrooms for all proceedings. Pending any questions, we would request approval.
If there are no comments or questions, I'll move approval of 97321.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 97321 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thanks, Susan. Happy holidays.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Clerk of Courts.
Resolution number 97421. Resolution authorizing a supplemental contract with Mapsys, Inc. to provide application support services for the Franklin County Clerk of Courts and Probate Courts in the amount of $251,900.
Good morning, Commissioners, County Administration, Sean Reeder, on behalf of Mary Ellen O'Shaughnessy, Clerk of Courts, and Adam Hookup, Director of Technology for the Clerk of Courts. With me today is Brian Evans, IT Director for the Probate Court. Resolution 974-21 is a supplemental contract with Mapsys Incorporated to provide program support services for the Probate Court's case management system and the Franklin County Justice System. The contract has a fixed hourly rate of $109 with a not-to-exceed annual amount of $251,900. Pending any questions, the Clerk's Office respectfully requests approval of Resolution 974-21.
If there are no comments or questions, I'll move approval of Resolution 974-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 97421 has been adopted. Resolution number 97521. Resolution authorizing a services contract and SaaS agreement with Tibera Development Group Incorporated for professional services related to the upgrade, customization, and access to the eFlex e-filing system and integration with Odyssey Court Case Management System in the amount of $2,655,000.
Good morning, Commissioners. Okay, so under Resolution number 329-10, Tyler Development Group Incorporated was authorized through competitive bid to provide a licensed e-filing system for the Clerk of Courts of Common Pleas, its courts, the Clerk of Probate Court and its court, and the Court of Appeals. Today's resolution authorizes a service contract and SaaS agreement. The service contract will upgrade the existing e-filing application to interface with the county's new case management system and also incorporate needed enhancements. The service contract is for the amount not to exceed, I think I have that number down incorrectly. I think I may have misspoke. $1,655,000. The SaaS agreement is a 5-year hosting agreement for an annual rate of $300,000 for a total of $1.5 million. Any questions, the Clerk's Office respectfully requests approval of Resolution 975-21.
I'm just confused on the number again, so.
Yeah, I apologize, Commissioner. I think I wrote down some numbers incorrectly. So the service contract is for $1,155,000. The SaaS agreement is for $1.5 million. That's a $300,000 annual rate over 5 years. That's where the $2.65 million comes in. $2,655,000 comes in.
So is it two contracts in the same resolution?
They are a combined agreement with Mapsys, or with Tibera.
Tiberia. Okay, all right.
It's that Steeler math that he's doing.
Yeah,
Here we go.
I kind of messed
Let's
that one
not
up
do
there.
that
I know
for our last-
Sean to be really good at his job, but he's doing some funky Steelers math right now. That's the problem.
Here
Hey, we're all in this together, man. It's okay, it's okay.
It's been a rough year.
Well, if there are no other comments or questions, I will move approval of resolution. Wait, first, Zach, you don't have any issues? You know all the numbers to be good? I'm just double checking Sean's Steeler math here. Sean's really good at this stuff, by the way. I know personally Sean's really good at this stuff.
Good morning, Commissioner. Zach Clerk with the Office of Management and Budget. Yes, this is the amount that was approved by the e-governance board at last Wednesday's meeting, the data board last Monday as well, and then the ESC, the Executive Steering Committee for this project.
Gotcha. Yeah, well, like my colleagues, he has an occasional, misjudgment of character with his football choices, but I'm sure that this is all great. I move approval of resolution 975-21.
I think Commissioner Crawley is looking for something. I'm gonna
Yeah,
give
I
her a
was trying to
second.
pull it up. I mean, it's a whole
Take
bunch
your
of
time,
pages.
take your time. If there's something you want to look at, just go ahead.
No,
take a look at it.
Administrator Wilson showed me on his. I'm good, and, you know, black and yellow, so I.
You want me, do
I'm
you,
gonna be,
do you
I'm
need, do you
support.
need, do you need the standings? Is that what you were looking
I
for?
mean, I'm good with it.
Oh,
I mean,
okay, okay. I was just checking.
I
Here we
mean,
go.
we're legendary no matter what. I mean, we can have an off year. We are still legendary. You trying to get on our level. But, so with that, I second that.
Thank you, Commissioner Crawley.
You're welcome.
Moved
Aye.
and sec-
Go ahead.
moved and seconded and voting, Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 975-21 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you. Happy holidays.
Have a happy holiday.
Happy holidays to you all.
Auditor?
Resolution number 976-21. Resolution approving 6 contract extensions for mediation services not to exceed $175,000.
Yeah, good morning, Commissioners. My name is Steve Gerald, I'm Deputy Chief of Staff for Real Estate for County Auditor Michael Stenziano. And thanks a lot for the things you've done. It's really been good to sit in this environment and listen to specific things that are going on in the county. And so we appreciate the work that's going on. Before you is a resolution to extend 6 competitively bid contracts with Board of Revision mediation program for 1 year through the end of 2022, and a total amount not to exceed $175,000. This is the 4th and final contract extension allowable under the county's 2017 RFP for mediation services. Mediation program resolves valuation disputes outside the regular BOR process, freeing up BOR case backlogs and reducing the time it takes for taxpayers to get a final determination of value, which is a great benefit to the county and to the taxpayers. Mediation normally takes place over the phone or video conferencing, though I will say that people have recently taken more advantage of coming in as they felt, some of them felt more confidence that is going on. This saves taxpayers travel and time off work costs, as well as eliminating the need for expenses of attorneys and expert witnesses during a formal BOR hearing. This program has been a huge success with the county, with almost 1,500 cases referred in the previous contract period per year, and over 98% of cases referred resulting in a successful dispute resolution. Pending any questions, we recommend passage of this resolution. Thank you very much.
If there are no further comments or questions, I'll move approval of Resolution 976-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded and voting, Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 976-21 has been adopted.
Thank you. Happy holidays.
Thank you. Happy holidays, guys.
Coroner?
Resolution number 977-21. Resolution approving an agreement with Navex Global / Policy Tech QA, a policy and content management software company, and authorizing the Franklin County Coroner to execute the agreement in the amount of $914.28.
Good morning, Commissioners. This is Bev Harper with Franklin County Coroner's Office. I'm the Chief Fiscal Officer here. This resolution will authorize an agreement with Navex Global Policy Tech QA, and this is where our policies, our standard operating procedures and forms are stored for the Coroner's Office. The agreement is for 15 additional licenses in the amount of $914.28. Pending any questions, we respectfully request your approval for this resolution. Thank you.
If there are no comments or questions, I'll move approval of Resolution 977-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 977-21 has been adopted.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Happy holidays.
Thank you.
Engineer?
Resolution number 978-21. Plans approved for the rehabilitation of the structure on Winchester Pike, County Road number 376 over Georges Creek, FRA-CR 376-0.87, Madison Township, Franklin County, Ohio.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Cornell Robertson, honored to serve as county engineer for every resident, every day. And Commissioners, before I begin my presentations, I would like to touch on today's opening remarks in that first resolution. I really appreciate your all's hard work and leadership in the realm of diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging. I am a separate elected official. However, I and the engineer's office, we want to follow your leadership, and we are on board. We don't want to just say that, but we want to follow it up with positive, meaningful, and measurable action. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome. And for the first resolution, this is a bridge replacement project in the southeast part of the county in Madison Township along Winchester Pike over Georges Creek. This particular resolution is for plan signing, so I'd ask that you all approve the plan and sign it, and that will allow us to schedule a project for construction next year.
Well, if there are no comments or questions, I'll move approval of Resolution 97821.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting, Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 97821 has been adopted. Resolution number 97921, resolution requesting the Ohio Department of Transportation to reduce the speed limit on a portion of Central College Road, County Road number 18, Blendin Township, Franklin County, Ohio.
The engineer's office received a request from a resident to study the speed limit on Central College Road in the northeast part of the county in Blendin Township. We conducted our study along Central College Road from the Westerville Corporation limit east of Sunbury Road to Lee Road, and determined a reduction from 50 miles per hour to 45 miles per hour is warranted. If you approve this resolution, we will forward the study to ODOT for their consideration. Happy to answer any questions you may have.
I do have one question. So on the road reduction, is there going to be any signs that flash that says what the speed limit is, or is it just going to be changing the miles per hour from 50 to 45?
If we get word back from ODOT that they're in agreement, then the engineer's office will make the changes to the existing signage. And we would typically just change with the conventional sign that has a black background and the letters, white background and black letters without any additional flashing lights or anything of that nature.
Okay, thank you.
Well, if there are no further comments or questions, I'll move approval of Resolution 97921.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting, Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 97921 has been adopted. Resolution number 98021, resolution requesting the Ohio Department of Transportation to reduce the speed limit on Peter Hoover Road, County Road number 193, Plain Township, Franklin County, Ohio.
This is a very similar resolution. Again, we received a request from a resident to study the speed limit along Peter Hoover, and that is in the very northeast corner of Franklin County in Plain Township. And we conducted our study from Walnut Street to the Delaware County, Franklin County line, and determined that a reduction from 55 miles per hour to 50 miles per hour is warranted. And so again, if you all approve this resolution, we'll forward the study to ODOT for their consideration, and we'll follow a similar process if approved. So happy to answer any additional questions you may have.
If there are no questions, I will move approval of Resolution 98021.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting, Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 98021 has been adopted.
Now, I can stay up if you like, that I think the next two resolutions may involve the engineer's office.
Yes.
Yeah, might as well. Yeah. So Board of Commissioners?
Resolution number 98121, resolution authorizing the execution of an easement to Ohio Power Company, an Ohio corporation, and a unit of American Electric Power for land at 4395 Marketing Place, owned by the Franklin County Commissioners, Franklin County, Ohio.
This resolution authorizes a 15-foot wide easement for current and future electric, energy, and/or communication purposes underground and along a commissioner-owned parcel at 4395 Marketing Place. The easement runs along the frontage of Williams Road in the southeast part of the county in Madison Township. Happy to answer any questions you may have.
There are no questions. I'll move approval of Resolution 98121.
Second.
Moved and seconded and voting, Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 98121 has been adopted. Resolution number 98221. Resolution authorizing the execution of an easement to Ohio Power Company, an Ohio corporation and a unit of American Electric Power for land at 4801 Hendron Road, owned by the Franklin County Commissioners, Franklin County, Ohio.
Commissioners, this is a very similar resolution. It authorizes the execution of a 13-foot wide easement for current and future electric energy and/or communication purposes underground and along a commissioner-owned parcel at 4801 Hendron Road. The easement runs along the frontage of Hendron Road in the southeast part of the county in Madison Township. Pending any questions, I request your approval.
There are no questions. I'll move approval of Resolution 98221.
Second.
Moved and seconded and voting, Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 98221 has been adopted.
Thank you all very much. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and Healthy New Year.
Same to you.
Same to you, Cornell.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Engineer. Next is Sheriff.
Resolution number 98321. Resolution authorizing a first contract extension and modification with Counting Towing and Storage LLC for towing and impound management services in the amount of $50,000.
Good morning, Commissioners and County Administration. Albert Smith, Assistant Finance Director for the Sheriff's Office. Our first resolution authorizes our first contract extension and modification for towing and impound management services. The original contract was approved on September 15th of 2021 under Resolution number 622-20. The term of the contract extension will be through October 4th of 2022 and will not exceed $50,000. Pending any questions, I request passage of this resolution.
Yeah, I do have one question. Are there multiple entities that you use? I believe this is the case. And so this is one of several towing contracts we have?
That is correct, Commissioner. There's a collaboration between multiple towing companies to provide the service.
And then this is up to, so what they do is they basically draw down, so if you need them to tow something, they charge you whatever that tow price and storage price is. So it comes out of the 50 grand that's allocated to them. Is that how that works?
That is correct. Yes, sir.
And then my final question is, are any of the tow truck companies minority owned that are approved?
I do not. I believe so. I'm not exactly sure of the ones off the top of my head that are minority owned, but I believe when I was speaking with our purchasing manager that was in on the collaboration for the contract, that there were several that were minority owned. I don't know exactly what location of Franklin County those were in.
Yeah, if you could get back to me on that, that'd be great. I support the legislation, but if you could, I'm interested in that. If you could let me know, that'd be awesome.
Okay.
Commissioner Boyce, this is Charlotte Ashcraft, Director of Fleet Management. I can answer that question for you if you'd like.
Yes, please.
Yes, there are 8 different towing entities within the county towing and storage group, 3 of which are minority-owned business, minority and small emerging businesses. And they continue to strive to add additional towing companies as they can, and as there's an application process to the group to add more to.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, if there are no further comments or questions, I'll move approval of Resolution 98321.
Second.
Moved and seconded and voting, Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 98321 has been adopted. Resolution number 98421. Resolution authorizing a contract with the City of Columbus Department of Municipal Court Judges to provide police services in the amount of $30,000.
Commissioners, our last resolution authorizes the contract with the City of Columbus to provide police services for the Department of Municipal Court Judges. This contract will allow our office to work with the Franklin County Probation Services and the City Attorney Domestic Violence Unit to expand collaboration efforts to effectively identify, and manage high-risk domestic violence offenders as they move through probation services. The contract term will last through December 30th of this year. Pending any questions, I request passage of this resolution.
If there are no questions, I'll move approval of Resolution 984-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 984-21 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you. Happy holidays. Treasurer?
Resolution number 985-21, resolution authorizing a contract with Point and Pay LLC for the Franklin County Treasurer's Office online payment system in the amount of $5,000.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jim Reese, Chief Counsel, Franklin County Treasurer's Office. First, we would like to offer our congratulations and appreciation to the Office of Diversity, Inclusion, Equity, and Inclusion for the resolution passed today. Secondly, we would like to proceed with our Point and Pay resolution. Franklin County Treasurer's Office is seeking a resolution authorizing a contract with Point and Pay LLC for the online payment system. Point and Pay LLC was awarded the contract to provide an online payment system for the Treasurer's Office on September 6, 2016, under Resolution 0639-16, and said contract has expired. The Treasurer's Office requires an online payment system to accept taxpayers' payments, and the term of the contract will be for 12 months, beginning on the date signed by the Commissioners through December 4th, 2022. The total cost to the county shall not exceed $5,000. Barring any questions, the Treasurer's Office respectfully asks for your approval.
There are no comments or questions. I'll move approval of Resolution 985-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 985-21 has been adopted. Resolution number 986-21, resolution authorizing a contract extension and modification number 3 with U.S. Bank for banking and transitional support services provided to the Franklin County Treasurer's Office in the amount of $50,000.
Commissioners, the Franklin County Treasurer's Office is entering into a contract with U.S. Bank for banking and transitional support services. U.S. Bank has provided daily depository services, depository activities required under the contract in a satisfactory manner, and both the Franklin County Treasurer and U.S. Bank wish to extend the contract for one final one-year extension period, which will be in effect from January 1st, 2022 through December 31, 2022. In addition to the continuation of all current banking services, Franklin County Treasurer and U.S. Bank wish to modify the contract to include wind-down provisions and support services as the county transitions to the successor bank. Barring any questions, the Treasurer's Office respectfully asks the contract extension and modification with U.S. Bank for banking and transitional services be approved.
If there are no comments or questions, I'll move approval of Resolution 986-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
One quick question. What's the new bank?
New bank will be Huntington.
Yes.
Yeah, we had the long RFP for that process and scoring of, I believe, 5 different institutions
Sure, good.
in the RFP.
Excellent. Thank you.
Resolution number 986-21 has been adopted.
All right. Thank you, Commissioners. Happy holidays, everyone.
Thank you. Happy
Happy holidays.
holidays, Jim.
Same to you. Thank you.
Next is Office of Aging.
Resolution number 987-21, resolution authorizing a 2-year contract agreement with Point and Pay LLC for an online payment acceptance system in the amount of $18,000.
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm Amy Funk, Assistant Director of Administration, and joining me this morning is Director Orville Johns. The Senior Options Program, administered through the Office on Aging, provides Franklin County residents age 60 and older with a wide variety of services, including homemaker, home-delivered meals, personal care assistance, transportation, emergency response systems, adult day services, incontinence supplies, nutritional supplements, durable medical equipment. In some instances, residents who are enrolled in the Senior Options Program may be required to pay a co-payment or cost share for these services based on the resident's income and assets. On September 15th of 2020, through Resolution 623-20, the Board of Commissioners approved a cooperative contract with Point and Pay LLC for an online system to provide additional payment options for Senior Options Program participants with co-payments. The 90-day extension for that contract has since expired. This resolution I bring before you today authorizes a new contract with Point and Pay so residents and families may continue to make their co-payments for services over the internet via credit card, debit card, or e-check, or by telephone. In this contract, Office on Aging agrees to absorb all transactional fees associated with these payments on behalf of our residents and families. This contract agreement will not exceed $18,000 and is in effect from December 5th, 2021 through December 4th, 2023, with 3 one-year options for renewal. Pending any questions, I respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no questions, I'll move approval of Resolution 987-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 987-21 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you. Happy holidays. Community partnership?
Resolution number 988-21. Resolution authorizing a no-cost extension of the grant agreement extension with Community Properties Impact Corporation.
Good morning again, Commissioners. Earlier this year, the board approved a grant agreement with Community Properties Impact Corporation under Resolution 95-21. The grant funding was to provide trauma-informed training to staff and to provide additional tenant supports on site. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, Community Properties was unable to expend the grant dollars, and this resolution would authorize an extension for 1 year to be able to utilize the dollars through the end of 2022. Pending any questions, would ask for your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, I will move approval of Resolution 988-21.
I do have a question. I'm sorry,
Sorry.
Commissioner.
It's okay.
Director, you were saying that they were having trouble expending the dollars, and so that's what the extension is for? I'm sorry.
That is correct. So they were unable to utilize the dollars for the purposes this year. So they've asked if they could utilize the dollars into next year.
Was there was there a barrier or something that came up that made it difficult for them to utilize the dollars, or?
I do not have the specifics, but I can follow up with Dana and get that for your office afterwards.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Sorry. Is that on me to second? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Second.
sorry.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 988-21 has been adopted.
Great, thank you. Economic development and planning?
Resolution number 989-21. Resolution authorizing the approval of 17 fiscal year 2021 U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development funded grant agreements to provide community development services to Franklin County residents in the amount of $2,108,114.
Good morning, Commissioners. Mark Paxson. On May 25th, 2021, by way of Resolution 396-21, Franklin County Board of Commissioners adopted the county's 2021 Action Plan of Hud, which identifies how the county intends to allocate the HUD funds granted to it. Funds are granted to county under 3 programs: Community Development Block Grant, which benefits low and moderate income populations; Home Partnership, which funds affordable housing opportunities; and Emergency Solutions Grant, which provides funding to address homelessness. Under the 2021 Action Plan, the county will allocate approximately $3.34 million for these community development initiatives. This resolution approving 17 contracts in an aggregate amount of $2.1 million is party to the board's previous approval of that plan. So allocations reflect the Commissioner of Community Development priorities related to affordable housing, promoting economic development, and addressing poverty. Pending questions, I respectfully request approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, I'll move approval of Resolution 989-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 989-21 has been adopted. Resolution number 990-21. First amendment to the agreement from resolution number 9721 between the Board of Commissioners of Franklin County, Ohio, and the Affordable Housing Trust for the development of affordable housing in the amount of $5,200,065.45.
To support affordable housing initiatives, the Franklin County Board of Commissioners has granted one-half the actual permissive conveyance tax collections to the Affordable Housing Trust. On February 9, 2021, the Board of Commissioners approved Resolution 9721, entered into a contract with Affordable Housing Trust, the amount of $3.4 million. As a result of conveyance tax collections exceeding initial estimates, $1.8 million in additional funds will be added to the contract, bringing the total contract amount to $5.2 million. Pending questions, I respectfully ask for approval of this resolution.
Well, just glad that we're doing more, that always doing more. If there are no further comments or questions, I'll move approval of Resolution 990-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 990-21 has been adopted. Resolution number 991-21. Resolution approving a First Amendment to Service Agreement, Resolution number 485-21, between the Board of Commissioners and Homes on the Hill for an eviction and foreclosure prevention program in the amount of $200,000.
Homes on the Hill is a HUD-approved housing counseling agency and community housing development organization. Under this contract, Homes on the Hill will establish and deliver eviction and foreclosure prevention program. The program will provide direct rent and mortgage assistance payments to qualified county applicants. The Board of Commissioners approved this program June 22nd, 2021, by way of Resolution 485-21. Under this amended resolution, the time of performance of this agreement will be extended from December 31st, 2021 to December 31st, 2022. The agreement is funded with Community Development Block Grant CARES Act funds, and pending any questions, I respectfully request approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, I'll move approval of Resolution 991-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 991-21 has been adopted.
Thank you,
Resolution-
Commissioners.
Thank you.
Resolution number 992-21. Resolution approving a First Amendment to the contract and agreement, Resolution number 161-21, between the Franklin County Board of Commissioners and the Community Shelter Board for the development and implementation of strategies that decrease homelessness in Franklin County and to provide emergency rental and utility assistance in the amount of $500,000.
Good morning, Commissioners. Director Jim Schimmer from Economic Development and Planning. This morning, the Community Shelter Board is requesting an extension to their contract and agreement that was passed on March 2nd of 2021 as Resolution 161-21. That extension period will be from December 31st, 2021 through April 30th of 2020. This request is to provide the Shelter Board with flexibility and to strategically respond to the community's housing stabilization and homeless prevention needs by extending the agreement to allow for additional time to expend emergency rental assistance funds. Under the agreement, the Community Shelter Board will continue to provide rental assistance as well as utility assistance and housing stabilization and homeless prevention services to individuals and families impacted by COVID-19. They will work to identify solutions to housing challenges faced by these residents in Franklin County. In addition, the Community Shelter Board will expand the uses of the Emergency Rental Assistance Fund to include pregnant women at risk of homelessness by utilizing hotels' permanent supportive housing. The contract is funded by the U.S. Treasury Emergency Rental Assistance Program in the amount of $500,000. Commissioners, I would ask for your approval of this resolution this morning.
Well, if there are no comments or questions, I'll move approval of Resolution 992-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 992-21 has been adopted. Resolution number 993-21. Resolution authorizing a grant agreement with the Columbus Urban League to provide rental and utility assistance to residents in Franklin County in the amount of $2,587,500.
Commissioners, I'm happy to bring this resolution forward to you this morning. The county, through the U.S. Treasury Emergency Rental Assistance Program, desires to provide funding to various programs to reduce eviction frequency and provide meaningful assistance to families and individuals. The Columbus Urban League desires to support the county's goals by providing rental and utility assistance to approximately 600 households of predominantly African-American individuals and families in Franklin County facing eviction during the COVID crisis. The Columbus Urban League has experience identifying solutions to housing challenges faced by African Americans in our community. The Urban League has demonstrated the ability to distribute funding, and in 2020, they leveraged COVID-19 response grant funds in the amount of $241,924 from the county to service over 230 families in less than 60 days. As a overall part of their holistic housing stability program, participants were required to participate in virtual financial literacy course this year. This year, in 2021, the Columbus Urban League leveraged additional partners and to date has distributed over $830,000 in rental and utility assistance. They plan to continue to leverage these relationships in the community with residents in the community and with residents to provide emergency rental assistance, and will utilize the successful experiences I've just described to operate the grant. This contract is funded with U.S. Treasury Emergency Rental Assistance Program 2. This is the second tranche of money that has come through this program in the amount of $2,589,000. In attendance today is Stephanie Hightower, President and CEO of the Columbus Urban League, along with Terry Young, who is the Finance Director, Janina Hooks, Associate Vice President for Financial Compliance and Strategy of the Columbus Urban League. If you have any further questions or would like to have comments from those individuals, they are on the line.
We'd like to.
Commissioners, pending any further,
We'd like to hear from them.
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Schimmer. Commissioners, Administrator Wilson, I'd first like to also congratulate you on your earlier resolution. You have been steadfast in your commitment to equity and inclusion in this county, and we are just so proud to be partners and continue to be partners with you. All I want to say is this. Thank you for this next tranche of money. For the month of December, already we have received over 770 calls from individuals who need assistance with rental and utilities. And so it is our overall commitment to get this money out as fast as possible. As Director Schimmer has said, the grant calls for 600, but we know that we will be able to do more. And so hopefully we can continue this partnership and continue to serve our residents who are in need right now because of the COVID crisis. AVP Janine Hooks and Terry Young have put together what we think is a very dynamic program to be able to put this money out in a timely manner for our residents in the county. And we look forward to continuing to serve.
Is there a motion? Unless there are others that wanted to speak. Thank you, President Hightower. It's always good to see you. Thank you for being a partner all along the way, in terms of carrying out a lot of our value sets. I just can't think of a greater partner than the Columbus Urban League in terms of carrying that out. So thank you. I know you and I'm probably going to be upset because I'd say that same thing about him now I think about it, but Impact certainly and the Columbus Urban League have been our partners in carrying out our value set in some of this mission-oriented work. So thank you so much for what you represent, what you do.
Yeah, thanks for all the great work. If there's no other comments or questions, I'll certainly move approval of Resolution 993-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 993-21 has been adopted. Resolution number 994-21. Resolution authorizing a contract and agreement with the City of Columbus Building and Zoning Services Department for electrical inspection services in the amount of $24,750.
Commissioners, this contract is for the City of Columbus's Building and Zoning Services Department to provide electrical inspection services to Franklin County. Franklin County and the City of Columbus and the Zoning Services Department have both established building departments in accordance with Ohio Revised Code, Chapter 3781. At EDP, we are actively working to fill the position of electrical inspector with a qualified individual to provide us with these services. During this time, we are still required, however, to provide these electrical inspection services to our residents per the Ohio Revised Code. Columbus will provide the following services. They will be doing electrical inspections, tracking permits and inspections on our SmartGov online system, providing any other services related to residential plan review necessary to fulfill the terms of the agreement as agreed upon by both parties. They will additionally do the electrical inspection insight and provide insight to staff, and interface with the Franklin County residential building official regarding any questions or concerns. The contract with the City of Columbus Building and Zoning Services, the BZS as they're known, is in the amount not to exceed $24,000 for a period of October 1st through December 31st. We are hopeful that during that time we will be able to identify a potential electrical inspector who can do this work for Franklin County, but in the meantime, the City of Columbus has been good enough to meet this need. Pending any further questions, I would request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, I'll move approval of Resolution 994-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 994-21 has been adopted. Resolution number 995-21. Resolution authorizing the Board of Franklin County Commissioners to sign the attached discharge of mortgage instrument for Victoria Campbell at 673 Ross Road, Whitehall, Ohio, 43213.
Commissioners, Victoria Campbell received on May 17th, 2011, a home loan for $5,000 on real estate commonly known as 673 Ross Road, Whitehall, 43213 from Franklin County. The requirements of the housing loan would have been satisfied, The property taxes are paid in full, and I would respectfully ask the Commissioners sign the discharge of mortgage on this property.
If there are no comments or questions, I'll move approval of Resolution 995-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Resolution number 995-21 has been adopted. Resolution number 996-21. Resolution authorizing the Board of Franklin County Commissioners to sign the attached discharge of mortgage instrument for Patricia E. Goodman at 3801 Clearwater Drive, Columbus, Ohio, 43232.
Commissioners, Patricia E. Goodman received on February 12th, 2010, a home loan for $3,511 on real estate commonly known as 3801 Clearwater Drive here in Columbus, Ohio, 43232 from Franklin County. The requirements of the housing loan have in fact been satisfied. The property and taxes are paid in full and current, and I would respectfully ask that the Commissioners sign the discharge of mortgage on this property.
If there are no comments or questions, I'll move approval of Resolution 996-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Resolution number 996-21 has been adopted. Resolution number 997-21. Resolution authorizing the Board of Franklin County Commissioners to sign the attached discharge of mortgage instrument for Janquisha Wells Corpening and Richard Corpening at 4863 Talbot Drive, Columbus, Ohio, 43232.
Commissioners, the Corpening Corporators received on October 28th, 2014, home loan of $3,609 on real estate commonly known as 4863 Talbert Drive in Columbus from Franklin County. The requirements of the housing loan have been satisfied, the property taxes are paid and current, and I would respectfully ask the commissioners sign the discharge of mortgage on this property.
If there are no comments, I'll move approval. No comments or questions, I'll move approval of Resolution 997-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded in voting, Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Carley?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 997-21 has been adopted. Resolution number 998-21. Resolution authorizing the Board of Franklin County Commissioners to sign the attached discharge of mortgage instrument for Bonnie G. Younts at 65 Fletcher Court, Groveport, Ohio, 43125.
Commissioners, Bonnie Younts received on March 4th, 2011, a home loan for $15,000 on real estate commonly known as 65 Fletcher Court in Groveport, Ohio, 43125 from Franklin County. The requirements of the housing loan have been satisfied, the property taxes are paid and current, and I would respectfully ask the commissioners to sign the discharge of mortgage on this property.
If there are no comments or questions, I'll move approval of Resolution 998-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded in voting, Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 998-21 has been adopted.
Thank you, commissioners, and happy holidays to all of you and to our great big Franklin County family. Thanks.
Happy
Thanks.
holidays,
Same to
Jim.
you.
Thanks, Director. Happy holidays. Jobs and Family Services.
Resolution number 999-21. Resolution approving subaward agreements with Big Brothers Big Sisters of Central Ohio Incorporated and NAMI Franklin County Incorporated for youth mentoring and enrichment programming in the amount of $240,000.
Good morning, Commissioners. Vivian Turner, Assistant Director. Big Brothers Big Sisters matches caring adult mentors with at-risk children who may be struggling academically or in need of adult guidance, role model, or friendships. Mentors in the community-based program meet with their mentees individually at least twice per month. Adults in the school-based program meet once a week, taking part in structured activity that focuses on character development or academics while still providing individualized guidance. Under the proposed agreement, Big Brothers Big Sisters seeks to match 178 youth with caring adult mentors. The Franklin County Youth Council was created in 2016. Its mission is to provide youth with leadership training and give them a voice at the table when it comes to creating and implementing public programs and policies that impact their lives. The Youth Council is made up of over 30 high school students who represent Franklin County's diverse communities and constituencies, including those from immigrant communities, LGBTQ, and TANF-eligible youth, as well as those involved in children's services and the juvenile justice system. Council members meet twice a month in addition to volunteering, meeting with local officials, planning youth dialogue, and more. This resolution permits NAMI to continue to serve as fiduciary agency for the upcoming award period, and this year the council will recruit 20 new members. Pending any questions, we request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no questions or comments, I'll move approval of Resolution 999-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded in voting, Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 999-21 has been adopted. Resolution number 1021. Resolution approving contracts with the House of Hope for Alcoholics Incorporated and Mary Haven Incorporated for residential and non-residential treatment services in the amount of $205,000.
The Title 20 Social Service Program intends to enable residents to improve self-sufficiency, support independent living, and strengthen family life. We are proposing to contract with the House of Hope to provide treatment services for an estimated 1,400 low-income male residents that require intensive residential treatment services for drug and alcohol abuse. And also with Mary Haven to provide residential treatment for an estimated 40 low-income female residents who are suffering from drug or alcohol addiction and also require residential treatment. Pending any questions, we request your approval of this resolution.
Hey, Vivian, you said that those are TANF dollars?
Those are TANF for both.
Oh, good, okay, thanks.
Oh, I'm sorry, I apologize. Those are Title $20.
Oh, okay, even better.
Yeah, Title 20, not TANF.
If there are no further comments or questions, I will move approval of Resolution 1021.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 1021 has been adopted. Resolution number 1021. Resolution approving agreements with multiple community agencies for quality early learning, childcare, training services, and community engagement strategies in the amount of $822,750.
Commissioners, the three agencies that we'll contract with for early childhood education include ACS, which supports Job and Family Services to develop and implement strategies to educate child care providers as well as parents on the importance of quality early learning programs and the requirements of the Step Up to Quality rating system. ACS supports our free online training for providers, where we have trained nearly 1,400 early childhood professionals representing over 550 child care providers, including 190 just this year through September. Under this agreement, ACS will continue to implement and manage research strategies to advance the Step Up to Quality rating system for Franklin County child care providers. Through the use of in-person and online training, they will assist family and center-based child care providers in obtaining and maintaining Step Up to Quality rating. Action for Children will continue to offer mandatory child care provider training, including child abuse recognition and prevention, pediatric CRP and first aid, as well as other training topics for providers pursuing or maintaining their professional licensure. Along with supporting child care providers, Action for Children will also offer child care linkage services for parents. Under this agreement, AFC will pre-screen and link approximately 500 eligible families with high-quality early education programs available throughout Franklin County. We are also looking to continue our partnership with the National Center for Urban Solutions to provide education on the importance of fathers being engaged in selecting quality child care centers and the positive effects fatherhood can have on a child's education. This outreach program, known as Calling All Dads Initiative, provides opportunities for fathers to engage in promoting the importance of early childhood education and the significance of star-rated child care providers. During this award period, NCUS will partner with child care centers to better engage fathers in the learning process. Additionally, they will host monthly community forums that provide parenting tips and engage no less than 200 fathers in the Calling All Dads initiative. All of this resolution and all of the agreements support goal number 11 of your Rise Together blueprint. And pending any questions, we request your approval.
If there are no questions or comments, I will move approval of Resolution 1021.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 1021 has been adopted. Resolution number 100221. Resolution approving a subaward agreement with Partners Achieving Community Transformation for a workforce training program in the amount of $259,139.16.
Commissioners, in partnership with the Ohio State University College of Nursing, PAC will offer the Community Health Worker Training Program, which recruits individuals with a high school diploma or a GED equivalent to prepare them for employment and additional training in the healthcare industry. The CHW program is a 14-week training program that includes 104 hours of virtual training, in-person classroom instruction, followed by 130 hours of practical experience in the community. Participants who successfully complete the required class and clinical hours are eligible to earn a certification as a community health worker from the Ohio Board of Nursing. Over the last program period, 84 students were enrolled, with 76 completing training. This year, PAC in the OSU School of Nursing plans to enroll 75 new students. This resolution supports goal number 3 of your Rise Together blueprint, and pending any questions, we request your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, I'll move approval of Resolution 1002-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded and voting, Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 1002-21 has been adopted. Resolution number 1003-21. Resolution approving a subboard agreement with Partners Achieving Community Transformation for Youth Enrichment Programming in the amount of $80,000.
I apologize, I've lost my track. I've got so many resolutions sitting here. Which one?
So do we.
1003.
Yeah,
1003. Let's see if I can find that one. I apologize, Commissioners.
It's the second packed resolution.
It's the second pack.
For
okay.
$80,000.
Is it possible for us to go back to that one at the end?
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, absolutely.
Resolution.
This is what happens when we have more than 5. I just kind of get lost in the numbers. Thank
No
you.
worries.
Resolution number 1004-21. Resolution approving a subboard agreement with Sickle Cell Disease Association of America / Ohio Sickle Cell and Health Association Incorporated for community-based family support services in the amount of $40,000.
Commissioners, the Ohio Sickle Cell and Health Association helped with the establishment of the Lance and Eileen Porter Foundation, which aims to assist Central Ohio families that are underserved or overlooked by the systems currently in place. One of those underserved communities includes Crum Park Community in East Columbus, which experiences high poverty rates and unemployment. The HOPE, or Helping Ohioans Preserved by Empowerment, projects to provide place-based case management services, employment and social service referrals, housing assistance, and crisis stabilization for approximately 200 Crum Park community residents ages 10 to 50. This resolution also supports goal number 10 of your Rise Together blueprint, and pending any questions, I request your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, I'll move approval of 1004-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded and voting, Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 1004-21 has been adopted. Resolution number 1005-21. Resolution approving a subaward agreement with Tech Corps Ohio for youth technology programming in the amount of $495,999.33.
Commissioners, Computing Career Tech Course is a 15-week program designed for high school students to increase participant knowledge of and skills in the computer sciences field. The program introduces students to a variety of technology career pathways, including programming, software engineering, robotics, and more. The students earn badges for mastering different skills, equipping them with the tools to compete in the 21st century technology-based economy, and making them more attractive to college admission counselors and potential employers. This year, instead of awarding 2 separate agreements, both the school year and the paid summer work experience for students who successfully complete the CCC program during the academic year have been combined. Participants in the summer program will develop skills in web development, cybersecurity, and data analytics. Youth can complete up to 120 hours of training and earn an average wage of $12 per hour. Tech Corps will enroll approximately 100 TANF eligible youth ages 14 to 16. This resolution also supports goal number 11 of the Rise Together Blueprint. And pending any questions, we request your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, I'll move approval of Resolution 1005-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 1005-21 has been adopted. Resolution number 1006-21. Resolution approving a subaward agreement with Franklin County Office on Aging for Adult Protective Services in the amount of $1,522,727.27.
Commissioners, the Ohio Revised Code designate county departments of Job and Family Services responsible for providing protective services for elderly adults 60 and over who have been abused, neglected, or exploited. The Ohio Revised Code also permits us to designate another agency to administer these adult protective services, and we have contracted annually with the Franklin County Office on Aging to do so since 1999. We are seeking approval to continue this practice for the calendar year 2022. The Protective Intervention Program provides advocacy for client rights, investigations, court interventions, and other assistance to vulnerable older adults so that they can be protected from individuals or environments that endanger their physical or emotional well-being. The Office on Aging conducts approximately 2,000 APS investigations per year. Pending any questions, we request your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, I'll move approval of Resolution 1006-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 1006-21 has been adopted.
Okay, we're gonna go back to Resolution 1003, right? Is that what? Yeah,
That's correct,
1003.
Commissioner.
Were you able to find that, Vivian?
I don't have it, but I can talk about this contract with no problem. We can move ahead.
Okay.
I think I've gotten track of it. For some reason, I've lost that one, but if you want to, do we have to read it again, or would you
Yeah,
like me
yeah,
to?
clerk, please read the resolution.
Resolution number 1003-21. Resolution approving a subaward agreement with Partners Achieving Community Transformation for youth enrichment programming in the amount of $80,000.
The Franklin County Department of Job and Family Services has partnered with PAC to provide the Health Academies program for the East Side feeder pattern youth in elementary school for the past 5 years. The program provides, or the funding that is supported by Franklin County supports the experiential learning component of the Health Academies that is conducted by COSI, by the COSI Center. And pending any questions, we request your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, I'll move approval of Resolution 1003-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded in voting Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 1003-21 has been adopted.
Thank you so much, Commissioners, for your patience as well. This is what happens when we have too many contracts on one agenda. I wish everyone a happy and safe holiday season. Thank you.
Too. Happy holidays. Justice Policy and Programs.
Resolution number 1007-21. Resolution authorizing a contract modification for peer support and case management services with Mitchell Patterson through the FY18 Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration Medication Assisted Treatment Grant Program for a revised contract amount of $34,000 in the amount of $12,000.
Good morning, Commissioners. Rochelle Pride, Director of the Office of Justice Policy and Program. Mitchell Patterson was awarded by Resolution 0356-21 on May 11th, 2021, a contract to provide peer support and case management services for justice-involved individuals at risk of an opioid-related overdose. As a result of increased demand for services in our Rapid Resource Center during non-traditional evening and weekend hours, Mr. Patterson has agreed to increase the number of hours worked during the original contract term of April 15th, 2021 through March 31st of 2022. This resolution requests approval of a contract modification with Mr. Patterson that amends the original contract award amount of $22,000 to reflect an increase of $12,000 with a final revised contract amount not to exceed $34,000. This increase is funding will further support peer supporters and case management services provided by Mr. Patterson for the duration of the original contract term. All other terms and conditions in the contract not inconsistent with the modifications made by this amendment will remain in full force and effect and remain unchanged by the amendment request. Please note the purchase order proof reflects the portion of the award that we anticipate will be liquidated during calendar year 2021. If there are no questions, I seek approval of this resolution.
There are no comments or questions. I will move approval of Resolution 1021. I'm sorry, 1007-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 1007-21 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Resolution number 1008-21. Resolution authorizing a contract for service with North Central Mental Health Services for case management related to the Safe Stations and Pathways programs in the amount of $98,160.
This resolution is presented to the Board of Commissioners for approval of consulting contract in the amount of $98,160 with North Central Mental Health for the Pathways Program and Safe Stations case management. North Central Mental Health Services has provided case management and treatment services for the Safe Stations program since inception in calendar year 2018 and the Pathways program since calendar year 2020. Per the contract, one full-time staff person is assigned to the Pathways and Safe Stations programs to provide case management, referral, and linkage to substance abuse treatment, identify and build relationships with local substance use treatment providers to foster ongoing collaboration, administer risk-need evaluations through standardized clinical assessments, assist clients in creating transition plans and recovery support plans to meet individualized goals, and facilitate pre-release groups at our Correction Center 2. In the last year, North Central Mental Health case managers served 42 Pathways participants, co-facilitated 2 cohorts of the Pathway Pre-Release Women's Program, created and implemented small groups via Zoom to support clients through the pandemic, and linked 12 participants to substance use treatment. The North Central Mental Health case manager fields our Safe Station referrals and is integral part in the planning for the new Safe Station site being implemented on the west side of Columbus. This contract is for the period of October 1, 2021 through September 30 of 2022 and will be supported with grant funding from several projects. Please note that this purchase order also reflects the portion of the contract that we anticipate will be liquidated during the calendar year 2021. If there are no questions, we seek approval of this resolution.
All right. If there are no comments or questions, I will move approval of Resolution 1008-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 1008-21 has been adopted.
Thank you. And before I take my seat, Commissioners and County Administration, I just want to say thank you and congratulations to Chief D'Amico Withers and her team in the Office of Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and our Racial Equity Council for their commitment, hard work, and intentionality to galvanize and press forward in creating actionable steps towards race equity. One quote that I stand by is that justice for all just isn't specific enough. But with our efforts and our work in ensuring racial equity throughout Franklin County, we continue to push forward in making sure that it is in the space of social justice. So to our Board of Commissioners and County Administration, thank you for the passage of our previous resolution.
Thank you, Director Pride.
Thank you.
Well
Director
said, too.
Pride.
Sanitary Engineer.
Resolution number 1009-21. Resolution authorizing a contract for professional engineering services, T&M Associates, for the Ferris Road Sanitary Sewer Improvement Project in the amount of $338,272.
Good morning, Commissioners. Ryan Stowe with the Sanitary Engineer. We are requesting the authorization of a professional engineering service contract with T&M Associates for the Ferris Road Sanitary Sewer Improvement Project. SOQs for RFQ 2021-09-15, provision of professional engineering services for the Ferris Road Sanitary Sewer Improvement, were received in late May of this year. 5 firms submitted SOQs, and following evaluation by the sanitary engineer, T&M Associates was selected to be the best fit for this project. Ferris Road neighborhood is located on Ferris Road between Cleveland Avenue and Westerville Road and is part of the county's Water Quality Partnership Program. The neighborhood consists of 34 residential and commercial properties that currently rely on home sewage treatment systems for sewage treatment and disposal. This project will bring sanitary sewer to the area and eliminate the need for reliance on these systems and improve the overall health of the neighborhood. A scope and fee have been agreed upon, and the scope includes project design and engineering, bid phase services, construction phase services, and post-construction phase services. The fee for these services is estimated not to exceed $338,272. The design portion of the project will be funded by the Water Pollution Control Loan Fund, which is jointly administered by the Ohio EPA and the Ohio Water Department, the Ohio OWDA. It is anticipated that it will take approximately 10 months to get to bid opening from the notice to proceed, and construction is estimated to take an additional 8 to 10 months. Pending no questions or comments, I respectfully request the passage of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, I will move approval of Resolution 1009-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 1009-21 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you, and happy holidays.
You too. PFM?
Resolution number 1010-21. Resolution authorizing the 2022 food service equipment, smallwares, and supplies purchase commitment with the Wasserstrom Company in the amount of $74,329.82.
Good morning, Commissioners. Chris Long, Deputy County Administrator. This resolution authorizes a 2022 purchase commitment of food service equipment, smallwares, and supplies from the Wasserstrom Company, a local firm. The purchase commitment allows for the replacement of obsolete food service equipment such as ranges, refrigerators, and other items that are necessary to support the modification and expansion of the 16th floor cafeteria and the Franklin County Office Tower. The items will be owned by the county, but have been selected in collaboration with the service team, a resolution you'll be hearing shortly under the Board of Commissioners agenda items. A purchase order will be opened in 2022 to encumber the necessary funds, but this action protects the county against anticipated price increases and reduces lead times associated with the supply chain issues. Pending any questions, on behalf of Public Facilities Management, we respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, I will move approval of Resolution 1010-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 1010-21 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you. Human Resources.
Resolution number 1011-21. Resolution authorizing a contract for consulting services for the Franklin County Board of Commissioners in the amount of $89,700.
Good morning, Commissioners. Rob Young, representing Human Resources on this first resolution. This authorizes the board to hire an outside contractor, Clemens Nelson, to conduct a classification study, salary study of select positions within 25 BOC and non-BOC county agencies. Quotes were solicited, and Clemens Nelson Associates was chosen by a subgroup of the agencies included in the study. This contract is limited to the compensation study with an estimated timeline of 20 weeks for completion, which is it'll start in the first quarter of 2022. The project will not exceed $89,700. Pending any questions, request approval of the resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, I'll move approval of Resolution 1011-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 1011-21 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Resolution number 1012-21. Resolution authorizing a contract with Sun Life for excess risk stop-loss insurance coverage for the Franklin County Cooperative Health Improvement Program in the amount of $1,052,667.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jody Lees, Assistant Director of HR over Benefits and Wellness. Joining me this morning is Chip New, Senior Consultant with CBiz Insurance Services. So this resolution approves a contract for stop-loss insurance for the cooperative for plan year 2022. Self-funded health plans typically purchase stop-loss coverage to transfer the cost of claims exceeding a specific dollar amount from the cooperative health plan to a stop-loss carrier. So every year with CBiz's assistance, we obtain stop-loss proposals. After evaluation of all proposals received and for negotiations, Sun Life was determined to offer the desired coverage at the lowest cost. Sun Life has provided stop-loss coverage for the cooperative actually since 2018. They have been a good partner, and maintaining coverage with them strengthens the stability of our relationship with them. A few things to note regarding this 2022 agreement. It provides a $1.1 million specific deductible, which transfers claim costs above $1.1 million for any one individual to Sun Life. The agreement also includes a renewal offer for plan year 2023 with no lasering and a renewal rate cap. It also includes an experience rating refund, or ERR. An ERR allows the cooperative to receive a refund of premium if Sun Life's expenses do not exceed predetermined levels. So this resolution also authorizes County Administrator Wilson to sign all documents to effectuate this agreement. So pending any comments or questions, I request approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, I'll move approval of Resolution 1012-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded and voting. Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 1012-21 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you. Happy holidays. Board of Commissioners?
Resolution number 1013-21. Resolution approving and authorizing the county administrator to execute a lease agreement with Harmony Project Productions Incorporated, an Ohio nonprofit corporation, and authorizing the county administrator to take additional actions necessary to effectuate the lease not inconsistent with this resolution.
Good morning, Commissioners. Chris Long, Deputy County Administrator. This resolution comes on the heels of the approval last week that the board made to effectuate the purchase of the Northland Performing Arts Center in the Northland community. This resolution before you would authorize an agreement with the Harmony Project, not only to have that space be their home, but to manage it on behalf of the county. As we talked about last week, and as you indicated, the purchase is part of and consistent with the master plan and protects the county's assets in that area. It is a space that the county will continue to be able to use for meetings and training space. But also importantly, as you indicated as well, it is a home for the arts and cultural community in that space, and Harmony has, as manager of that space, should this agreement go through, has committed to having no cost or very low cost for nonprofits and other entities, youth groups, arts organizations in that area to have a home for them as well. With us today to speak further to that is David Brown with Harmony Project, and be happy, both myself and David and others, to answer any questions you may have. With your permission, I would now turn to David Brown for any comments. David?
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Commissioners, for your great work. And so that you can actually get out and enjoy the holidays that everybody's wishing you to have happy ones, I'm going to keep this brief. Harmony Center and the Franklin County Harmony Center will unite the people of Franklin County across racial, social, cultural, ethnic, and economic divides, forming unlikely alliances through innovative programs that build the interpersonal connection, forge trusting relationships, increase social empathy, develop creative and artistic expression, open doors of opportunity, grow civic engagement, and heal community division. We are so excited to be able to partner with the county in this way, and we look forward to showing you what the arts can look like and what the impact can be in the Northland community.
David, I'll just say it's going to be great working with you on this project. I know that how you'll handle this. I know your approach to things. And I would only add that I hope you saw earlier our equity inclusion presentation, because this is a real opportunity to grow our community in the space of the creative space and the artistic space, and allow more diversity, or make an effort to be more diverse in the arts, and bring some of those talents and skills, let them develop in this space and property. I'm really excited about you being our partner with this project, because I know your personal value set, as well as the Harmony Project's reputation for inclusion. And so looking forward to working with you in this capacity.
Thank you, Commissioner. We are as well.
David, just always great to partner with you. So, good being back together.
Thank you, Commissioner.
If there aren't any other further comments or questions, I will gladly move approval of Resolution 1013-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 1013-21 has been adopted. Resolution number 1014-21. Resolution approving and authorizing the county administrator to execute an agreement with Service Relief for Hospitality Workers, an Ohio nonprofit corporation, and authorizing the county administrator to take additional actions necessary to effectuate the purpose not inconsistent with this resolution in the amount of $250,000.
Commissioners, this resolution is the initial agreement with Service, the nonprofit entity that we are proposing to partner with on the 16th floor cafeteria in this facility. We're so excited to bring this in front of you. As we talked a bit at briefing, this is a whole new envisioning at your request to really look at a different way of doing business on the cafeteria in the 16th floor. Service, as a partner, is committed to ensuring that the employees will be paid a living wage at $15 an hour, have access to health care, to provide wraparound services. There will be another resolution that comes in front of you at the beginning of next year with Job and Family Services and a partner agency to provide wraparound services, similar to what Commissioners, you tasked us to do on Building Futures, to really walk the walk as the county. We'll also be looking at subsidizing the food that is accessible on the 16th floor to make sure that staff and the community have access to good and healthy food that is on the 16th floor in a way that recognizes a different way of doing business in the food service industry. This initial resolution provides the startup dollars of $250,000 so that Service can get going, start looking at getting the health permits and get activated so that we can start ideally in the first quarter of next year with at least a soft opening of the cafeteria as we move forward. And as we talked about before, the long-term plan and working together with multiple agencies with diversity, equity, and inclusion who have been at the table from the very beginning, economic development, Job and Family Services, and others to provide incubator space for small and emerging businesses to have a presence on the floor as well. With us today is Sangeeta Lakhani, Letha Pugh, and Matthew Higgins from Service to provide a few comments. If you are still on the line, Sangeeta, when I turn to you first, and then obviously open it up to any comments or questions by the commissioners. Sangeeta?
Hi, thank you. I want to thank everybody here today for getting us here. I know we've worked with so many different teams, Job and Family Services, Diversity and Inclusion, PFS, the legal team, everyone has been just great. And all of you on the sidelines that's been cheering on this project, we really appreciate everything. For us, this is not just about, starting at the bottom and showing the public how we can build a sustainable business, but this is also about spreading it forward in our industry that has been highlighted so much through the pandemic, and to show restaurateurs that there is a way to do this sustainably, and we don't have to keep following these antiquated attitudes of what restaurant employment looks like. So we're really happy to be part of this project and, keep growing, and hopefully we can get other counties to follow us in this. And with that, I will hand it over to Letha.
Good morning. This is Letha Pugh. I'm very sorry. This ran over a little longer than I thought, and I have a personal trainer that I see. So
Healthy living,
and
Letha, healthy
self-care
living,
is-
that's
It's about
good.
being healthy.
Well, and self-care is important. So this private and public partnership is, one of the dreams that I've had when I started out in the restaurant industry. I think from an economic development and workforce development standpoint, we can work together to change the restaurant industry. And, I think it's one of those hidden gifts of COVID. I try to look at things with a positive spin sometimes. And I think it is a testament to wanting to do something different in our community and wanting to make the investment in change. And from the businesses I run, I believe that paying employees a livable wage has helped with retention and confidence, commitment. And when you talk with restaurants, it actually lowers your costs to not have to continue to hire on a continuous basis. And so I'm excited about this project. I've cleared my schedule to get ready for this. So we're very appreciative of the support.
That's impressive that you just stopped your workout and did that.
And Matthew Higgins, I don't know if you were on the line as well?
He had a catering event that came up, so he's running around doing his thing.
Thank you, Sangeeta and Letha, and Matthew for your commitment. Commissioners, happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Excited. Good to see
All year long, Chris Long makes our life difficult. And then the last meeting of the year, she gives us these two resolutions to make us happy.
Strategery, Commissioner.
Yeah, all year, 12 months out of the year, she makes our life a pain, and then she gives us these two resolutions just for the holidays. See how you are, Chris? This is fantastic. Both of these resolutions, but you know how I feel about this one in particular, so. And all the employees in Franklin County are gonna be happy come March, this is just great stuff for everybody. I see people out there nodding their head all excited that, gonna get these options come next March. And I know my staff's very happy. So they were very critical of the old space. So this is good stuff. Everybody's excited. So
Before you move for adoption here, I'd just add to, this is the cafeteria space and all that. But I really appreciate the thoughtfulness that went into this new model and structure. It's easy to just say, let's reopen and put some stuff in there. But I really feel like, and that credit really goes to you and the folks who are working on the team, just being thoughtful about something creative, something new, something that really brought, again, the value set of this VOC as even part of that. And so I just want to commend you for this model that I think is different, new, and innovative. So congratulations and what job well done.
when we're on the 16th floor and the employees are all up there raving about it, you think we're giving you credit, you're crazy. We're taking all the credit for this.
As you should, Commissioners, as you should.
Anyway.
No pressure felt on our end at all. Go ahead.
We'll give you credit too, Sangeeta, but, we're gonna, we'll rave about you guys, but we're not giving Kristen credit for it. Anyway, I appreciate it. This is gonna be great. We're excited about it, so. I will gladly move approval of, I'm sorry, Ken?
Kenneth Wilson, County Administrator. Deputy Administrator Long, once we get this all set up, given proper credit, maybe we need to ask Public Facilities Management to make sure that we have the appropriate official photos of the commissioners like other parts of the building.
Yes.
In cafe
We
overlook.
will do.
Second that motion.
Yeah, great. All right, I will gladly move approval of Resolution 1014-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 1014-21 has been adopted. Resolution number 1015-21. Resolution authorizing the county administrator to exercise a first extension and amendment to the agreement with the Cardinal Group 2.
Commissioners, last summer, this board approved an agreement with Cardinal Group 2 to assist the Sheriff's Office on training staff as it relates to strategic inmate management as we move into the new corrections facility, coaching and administrative support, and other staff alignment. There are 2 one-year extensions available, and this agreement exercises the first extension to take this agreement through the end of 2022. In addition, it was recognized by the sheriff and his team that there is a need and desire for really in-depth human resources training and review and realignment, in addition to employment background investigations, expertise, and so in a really targeted way, this amendment is, this resolution would amend that agreement to provide those services through the Cardinal Group with the expertise that they and their team have. Pending any questions, would recommend your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, I'll move approval of resolution 1015-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 1015-21 has been adopted. Resolution number 1016-21. Resolution authorizing the county administrator to enter into a contract with the City of Columbus Department of Technology for the provision of media services in the amount of $102,371.82.
Commissioners, this agreement is the annual agreement with the City of Columbus Department of Technology for the provision of the cable coverage of the weekly meetings, general session, budget hearings, et cetera. The City of Columbus Department of Technology provides those media services through the local government channel, and this resolution would authorize the agreement to take the agreement through December 31st of 2022. Pending any questions, would recommend your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, I will move approval of resolution 1016-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 1016-21 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Resolution number 1017-21. Resolution authorizing the issuance, repayment, and extension of various interfund loans.
Good morning again, Commissioners. From time to time, this board is required to provide various interfund loans for cash flow purposes. Each year, the Office of Management and Budget reviews these loans to determine if they are still necessary or if repayment can be made. This resolution authorizes supplemental appropriations for the repayment of 2 loans, as well as the extension of 11 others that are still required for cash flow purposes. Pending any questions, would ask for your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, I'll move approval of resolution 1017-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 1017-21 has been adopted. Resolution number 1018-21. Resolution reconciling 2021 appropriations to align with the projected ending revenues in the amended certificate of estimated resources.
Commissioners, this resolution is part of the annual review required by the Auditor of State's Office to reduce appropriations in order to ensure estimated resources do not fall below the level of current appropriations, as well as make other adjustments to properly account for expenditures for financial reporting purposes prior to the end of the year. This resolution includes reductions in 15 funds and supplemental appropriations in 3 others. Pending any questions, would ask for your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, I'll move approval of resolution 1018-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 1018-21 has been adopted. Resolution number 1019-21. Resolution authorizing a general fund supplemental appropriation to record the administrative fee charged by the State Tax Commissioner for the collection of the county sales tax.
Commissioners, the Auditor of State's Office requires the county to account for this expense and the offsetting revenue, similar to how property taxes are accounted for at the gross amount, offset by charges for the various auditor and treasurer fees. The total amount of the 1% fee for this year is $3.5 million. Also, as part of this resolution, there's a revenue estimate based on higher than anticipated sales tax collections. Revenues are anticipated to increase by 4.8% above the current estimate of $334 million. Pending any questions, would ask for your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, I will move approval of resolution 1019-21.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 1019-21 has been adopted. Resolution number 1020-21. Resolution authorizing transfers to various operating reserve and capital funds.
Commissioners, this resolution includes various transfers to support operations for non-general fund agencies that require a general fund subsidy, such as Job and Family Services, Child Support Enforcement Agency, and Animal Care and Control. Support of capital projects, such as transfers from the general fund to the Fleet Capital Fund and Permanent Improvement Fund, as well as from the Adam H. Levy Fund to the Crisis Center Fund, and transfers to various reserve accounts, such as the 27th Pay Reserve, the Hotel Pledge Fund, and the Economic Stabilization or Rainy Day Fund. Pending any questions, would ask for your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, I will move approval of Resolution 102021.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 1020-21 has been adopted. Resolution number 1021-21. Resolution authorizing the annual appropriation measure for fiscal year 2022.
Commissioners, this final resolution that I have is the appropriation measure for 2022. Under the direction of the county administrator, the Office of Management and Budget has put together this budget of just under $2 billion for the 35 agencies under the budgetary authority of the Board of Commissioners. The proposed budget for the general fund is $543 million, which is $9 million or 1.8% more than the 2021 projected expenditures. The main source of revenue for the general fund is the sales tax, which is estimated at $340 million and comprises 62.5% of general fund revenue. As an indication of the county's fiscal strength, the cash balance in the general fund is projected to be at 43% of expenditures at the end of 2022. This keeps the cash balance among the highest levels of other counties rated AAA by Moody's and Standard & Poor's. The main changes between the recommended budget presented last month and the resolution presented to you today relate to reconciling expenditures between 2021 and 2022 based on updated projections for the current year, as well as incorporating adjustments related to contracts and other agreements that have been approved by this board that have expenditures related to next year. Before turning to the county administrator for a few words, I would like to thank the fiscal staff at each agency, board, court, and elected office for working with the Office of Management and Budget during this year's process. And most of all, I would like to thank my staff at the Office of Management and Budget for all the work they do to put together this budget for your consideration.
Before you turn it over to the administrator, what's the full budget though? That you said general fund at 543, but what's the full budget that will be sort of appropriating for 2022?
Yep, the total number here.
I have it here, Zach, real quick.
Oh, yeah.
President Boyce, Commissioner O'Grady, Commissioner Crawley, it is 1.99 billion. We've almost hit the 2 billion mark.
Yeah, and that's important to say because that's really an indication of the type of organization we are and kind of what the volume of the magnitude of what we do. So I just wanted to zero in on that. And in my mind, it's $2 billion. That's what I would talk about. So I'll go ahead and turn over to you, but I just wanted to make sure the public understood as they were listening that 543 is the general fund budget, of which most, I think he said 62% comes from sales tax. But our budget is actually made up of a variety of resources and a fund. Some of it is what would be commonly referred to as pass-through dollars. Nonetheless, we carry out those functions of the pass-through. And so whatever the fund allocation is from the feds or state or whatever, there is a function that comes with that goes to carrying out that to the public, to the general public. And that's important to talk about so that people understand just really what Franklin County is and how we're structured and function. So Administrator Wilson, I'll turn it over to you and then open it up for my colleagues for comments too.
Thank you, President Boyce, Commissioner O'Grady, Commissioner Crawley. Yes, the Franklin County's budgetary structure is such that the Director Terrell highlighted the 22 approved budget amount. That it carries out many functions in the criminal justice and public safety space. and supports the operations of our courts, the operations of our correctional facilities. And then when you look at our non-general fund portion, that brings us to approximately $2 billion. A large share of those dollars supports the county's health and human services efforts, such as the Department of Job and Family Services and our levy agencies such as Children's Services, the Board of Developmental Disabilities, and others. This is, a significant enterprise, the largest county in the state, at 1.3 billion people today. So there has been significant changes. And as Mr. Telerik highlights, our balances are on par or above most double AAA rated counties in the United States. And that is quite a feat, understanding that we are basically 2 years in the midst of a pandemic. But we have been prudent, you all through financial planning on both the operating and the capital side have enabled us to be able to continue to withstand the cyclical changes that occur in the economy. And our employees have a peace of mind of knowing that the Board of Commissioners are great stewards of dollars, and that ensures that they are paid fair wages and have excellent benefits. So you all should take great note in the fact that under the leadership of this board, you've been able to be a leader and focus on every resident every day, to focus on human services, to focus on economic development, to focus on racial equity, to focus on reducing poverty. And we continue, that is a quest that we must be in continuous pursuit of reducing and eliminating the economic inequalities that persist in certain portions of our county. And you all have committed to do that through programs that were highlighted this morning, such as Building Futures, such as Driving Futures, such as Roads to Work. And I commend you all to continue to press us to expand those programs even above where they are today, wherever possible. But again, as I said this morning, it's about gratitude. I have a lot of gratitude as county administrator. I feel like I have one of the best teams in the country in my deputy administrators, Long, Janice, and Bivens. All of the agency directors are committed to the cause and understand the principles laid out by this board and understand things such as the Rise Together Poverty Blueprint and understand the 13 goals and 120 action steps in the relentless pursuit of service, excellence, and progress every day as we focus. I appreciate the cooperation of other elected offices such as the prosecutor's office, the sheriff's office, the treasurer, all the courts we have excellent relationships with. And we try to be fair, we try to be objective in working with every member of county government, all the entities, don't want to leave anybody out. But in closing my comments, there's one agency that's near and dear to me because I used to be head of it, and that's the Office of Management and Budget. They are one of those glue agencies that kind of look out and take care of everything. They work closely with the county auditor's office. They work closely with the clerk's team and staff. They work closely with our chief information officer for the BOC. Welcome back, Juan. They work closely with public affairs. I don't want to leave anybody out. It's all a team effort. It's all a team effort. A team effort makes this all work. And I just try to wake up every morning and try to stay on top of everything and work with the team around me and try to make everybody better and develop leaders within this team. And it's about us, not me or I. That's one of the things that I try to emphasize. So, Zach, I want to thank you and your team to bring every year things together, working with county administration. And it's a long process. Please appreciate it's a long process every year to bring a fiscally responsible and forward-leaning budget to the Board of Commissioners. And I enjoy this work every single day. Some days more than others, but I enjoy this work very much. Thank you, President Boyce, Commissioner O'Grady, Mr. Crawley.
Thank you, Administrator Wilson. Let me open it up for my colleagues to make a few comments. Mr. Crawley, want to start?
Yeah, I can go first. Thank you, President Boyce, for giving me the opportunity to speak. I just want to say, you know, especially when it comes to budgets, we say, you know, show me your budget, I'll tell you your priorities. And so, you know, a budget really is, you know, a value set, and it says like what you care about and what we care about based on how we prioritize funding. And so I really appreciate how, you know, the time that I've been here, getting acclimated to the budget process, which is different from where I was coming from at the state and being ranking member on finance. And Zach, you have taken time every week, like every Friday, to meet with my team to kind of get us up to speed on the different funding sources and how we, you know, allocate resources. And so I just really appreciate you being so flexible and willing to meet with us to get us up to speed. Thank you to you and your team. And just want to say thank you to administration, Administrator Wilson, and all of the deputy administrators for all the work that you've done and working with all of the other county agencies and offices, other elected officials, and really trying to identify the needs and work through issues to come to, you know, a resolution that works for everyone, and putting a budget forward that is, you know, prioritizes the needs of the residents of Franklin County. I always talk about, you know, making sure that as we have every resident every day, that we make sure that everyone has the same opportunities to thrive and not just survive. And I think as we almost hit $2 billion, that we have the programs, whether it's Office on Aging or having partnerships with the Urban League and Building Futures, Driving Futures, and now CASA under Justice Policy and Programs, and all the different things that we're doing. It really does provide everyone with the same opportunities to thrive. And I do want to say one thing when it comes to our new corrections facility and that model and doing something completely different. I hate to say that, you know, when it comes to opening a new corrections facility, that there's excitement or anything around that, because it usually is, you know, a sad situation when people are coming through our facilities. But the new corrections facility, I really appreciate the thought to treat people as human beings. Who haven't even been convicted of anything at that point in time. But as soon as they come through the doors next year, that they will be connected to services right away, and services that they probably desperately needed for a long time and unfortunately may not have gotten them, but they will, coming through our facility and being triaged, as Commissioner Boyce says all the time, to the place that they need to be the most. And so I just really appreciate the thought and effort that has really gone into that over the past few years. And I know we have a priority and working with the Sheriff's Office to make sure that we can get that off and running the way that it's supposed to. And so with that, I just want to say, again, thank you to everyone who has had a hand in making sure that next year, you know, that will go off without a hitch, and we can really be of service to those who are justice involved. So I'll limit that, the rest of my comments, just to say I echo what Administrator Wilson said about the gratitude that I have for everyone here in Franklin County, all the work that's gone involved in the budget process, and thank you for incorporating me and my team to bring us up to speed. I really do appreciate it.
You know, I've been here for a long time. I've been in county government now for longer than I think everybody in the room. I've been a commissioner for 13 years, and the whole time I've been here, and Kevin and I've been working together for 5 years, and the whole time I've been here, it's always, the one thing that we've never had is stagnation. It's always been, this, Ken and I go back the whole time. I guess Ken's been here at the county, not as long as me, but he's been in administration longer than I've been a commissioner. But it's always been about, a trajectory of doing the next big thing and moving to the next level and getting better and doing more on behalf of the residents of Franklin County. And that's, I think, been the thing that's been such a great, ride here for the last number of years has been, we're always looking to improve. We're always looking to get better. We're always looking to do more. The motto of every resident every day, I was sharing that with our friends at NACO, and they just love that. And but when you buy into that, every resident every day, then when I bought into that, all I could think about was, okay, so what are we doing for them now? What are we doing for them next? What's the next big thing? And so now, all I think about is we're doing this so well. So what are we gonna do for them next? What are we gonna do? What can we do more? What can we do better? And that seems to be the attitude that everybody here has. Whether they're in administration or they're a director or they're in a department, everybody just, it's contagious around here. Everybody just wants to continue to grow and continue to do more. Service, progress, excellence. It's what we do. It's who we are. And it's become, contagious for the last number of years. And it's just, I don't know, it's fantastic. And oh, by the way, the reason I'm talking about it while we're talking about the budget and while we're talking about, this year's budget is because we can't do that, when Zach and Ken say no. So I always have to figure out how to get Zach and Ken to say yes. And when we come in and, Ken was talking, and the reason that I brought it up, I didn't know what I was gonna say this morning. But, Ken says, we're, continue to push us to do more and to challenge us to do more within reason. Well, it's our job, the three of us, it's our job to get Ken and his team and Zach and their team and all of you guys and your teams to do more on behalf of the residents of Franklin County. But we can't do it, unless there's the dollars to do it. And so I feel like, half the time, Andy and Kevin and I are in there trying to figure out how we convince Ken and Zach to say yes. And sometimes they push back, but, then I meet with folks and I tell them, well, how do we get Erica and Kevin to say yes? But that's part of what we do, and that's part of who we are, and that's why, our mottos are service, progress, and excellence in every resident every day. Because, it's what we're trying to do here is the best we can every single day on behalf of every person that lives in this community. And it's why we've gotten the reputation that we've gotten around the state of Ohio, and it's why we've gotten the reputation that we've gotten around the country. And it's also because of, the folks that sit up here and all of you out there, because you guys are so dedicated to your jobs. And the other thing I say all the time, and Kevin has said it a lot too, sometimes it's really hard to make us look good, and you guys do it all the time. And we really appreciate it.
Well, I'll just close this out by beginning by saying just thanks to all the folks who work hard every day to be a part of this institution that we call Franklin County. So much goes into it that people don't see and will never get to see, quite frankly. Nonetheless, talk to any of those families that we impact each day. Talk to, a single mom on the east side who's trying to make it and turns to Franklin County to get her through the holiday. Or, the family that's been stricken by some tragedy and needs resources for this one moment of time, but can turn to Franklin County to get those resources. Or somebody that comes through, unfortunately, in a crisis situation, our correctional facilities, and we're able to put them in a position to access other resources to support whatever their critical need is. $2 billion is a lot of resources, but make no mistake about it. We work very hard to try to ensure that what we do with those funds and how we utilize them are in the direct best interest of every resident every day. Commissioner Crawley said it when she started her comments by using the term value set. A budget represents a value set of an institution. It represents your value set of your home. It represents your values for the day. But when you think about the expenditure of $2 billion in 1 year, you have to be very thoughtful about that value set because it impacts lives and people. And I'm so grateful that we're putting together a budget that has the reach and takes into account the growth that Central Ohio is experiencing, but moreover, puts us in position to continue to meet the needs of our residents every day. From health and human services to economic development, it's really important that we think through the best way to use the sales tax that you pay on goods and services every day, how those funds come back into the community to put you in position to continue to live your life, thrive, and be the best that you can be as a family or as a person. Finally, let me say that Franklin County is, with 1.3 million residents, is in the top 1% of counties in terms of size in the country. And so this is not a simple or easy task. Many times behind the scenes, we debate, argue, fight to try to ensure that we're doing the right thing. And it's not easy, but we do it. We believe in what's in the best interest of this community. And so I really, and the administrator will tell you, I think I'm very straightforward about things. I don't always agree, but I know that we all agree that what we believe that what we're doing is in that best interest. And so that allows us to make those tough decisions. And finally, let me just say that it was glossed over a little bit, but I wanted to just highlight it for a second. And that's, we can say how great we are as a county and all the great things we do, but it's better stated when others, third parties, evaluate you and measure you and examine you. And then they say, we give you the star of a AAA rate or the rating of a AAA rating. That is an indication of financial prudence, conservation, and the deployment of funds that quite frankly are measured with a very large measuring stick. It is not simple and easy to obtain those ratings from those agencies because they have an obligation to be independent, to rate them in a way that says this institution is or is not strong, weak, has flaws, whatever. And you look at any official statement from them and you'll see it. You'll see it right there. And Franklin County is thriving as a large county, as one of the top 1% in size of counties in the United States of America. And to me, that says a lot. I'll just say to Director Telerik, he's one of those people behind the scenes that the public doesn't really get to interact with a lot and don't get to see. But I will say, sir, you're like the perfect person for this job. You really are. I mean, you were built for this job. And I mean that. To the public, why that's important to say that publicly is because you should know that the steward behind the steward is highly qualified, works hard, committed, and really works to be the quote-unquote bean counter and the overseer of that process in a way that is perfectly suited for this structure in this county. And so I wanted to recognize you and your team for doing, like I said, a budget. There's not 100% of things that I think we're doing perfectly. We are not perfect, but we work hard to get there. And that's to me, the collective thinking that we bring to the table, that we want to be the best. We want to do what's right for our residents every day. And to me, that is what underlines what it means to be a member of the Franklin County family. And so this is our last resolution of the year. We've got the holiday season upon us. We've been in a pandemic. We're still in a pandemic. And we've got a ways to go. We don't know what the new normal is really going to be. We don't even know when the new normal will start. But I know this. I know that Franklin County, and this is to our residents, we will work every day tirelessly to continue to serve you, to create the progress that you demand and want to see, and most importantly, to do it with excellence. And so with that, is there a motion to adopt this resolution?
I will make a motion. If there are no other comments or questions, I will make a motion to adopt Resolution 102121.
Second.
Moved and seconded in voting, Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 1021 has been adopted.
Are there any journalizations?
Yes, there are 3 today, Commissioner. The first journalization is for case number ANX-45-21, an expedited Type 2 annexation petition, ANX-45-21, was filed with the Franklin County Economic Development and Planning Department on December 3rd, 2021. The petition is requesting to annex 0.572 acres from Madison Township to the city of Columbus. The petition will be considered by the Board of Commissioners on January 4th, 2022. The site is at 4526 Gender Road, PID number 181-000574. The next journalization is for case number ANX-46-21. An expedited Type 2 annexation petition, ANX-46-21, was filed with the Franklin County Economic Development and Planning Department on December 8th, 2021. The petition is requesting to annex 35.0 acres from Hamilton Township to the city of Obetz. The petition will be considered by the Board of Commissioners on January 11th, 2022. The site is located at Lockbourne Road, PID number 150-002713. And finally, the last journalization is for Economic Development and Planning, presented a resolution number 85821, which was subsequently adopted by the Franklin County Board of Commissioners on Tuesday, November 2nd, 2021. Items submitted with the resolution contained in Exhibit A. The contracting entities have all agreed to an updated replacement of Exhibit A due to a clerical error upon the initial submission of the original resolution. No monetary amounts or substantive facts found in the original contract or resolution are affected by this replacement of said exhibit.
All right, outstanding. All right. Are there any questions from members of the media? Okay, seeing that there are none, that concludes our meeting. Happy holidays, everyone, and Happy New Year. See you in 2022.
Thank you. Same to you.